Alright, welcome everybody to my Azazel Live. It's a deep dive into the powerful figure that captivated Elizabeth, I cannot talk again, religious text, occult traditions, and popular pop culture alike. Azazel is not just a name, it's a symbol, he is a symbol of rebellion, transformation, and forbidden knowledge. From his role as a leader of the Watcher Angels and the bringer of hidden wisdom in the Book of Enoch, to his influence in occult practices and his appearances in literature, movies, and TVs, Azazel's story is both ancient and timeless. We will cover his ties to his mysterious consort, Nama. Not much in his life, but we will talk about her immediately afterwards. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? I know the pop culture was a popular pop culture. Say that 10 times fast. So we're going to go ahead and take a look on the spiritual insight, historical intrigue, and a touch of pop culture tonight. It's all about unlocking the secrets of Azazel. Let's begin the journey into the shadow realms and the lore and the legends. So we're going to start with some of the religious connections to Azazel. I am going to, and you'll hear me either call him Azazel or Azazel. I interchange between the two of them. All right, so in Christian traditions, he is seen as a symbol of the scapegoat. Azazel is associated with the scapegoat ritual described in Leviticus 16. Early Christian interpretations often view this ritual as a foreshadowing to Christ's atonement, with the scapegoat symbolizing the removal of sins. As a fallen angel, this is going to go back to the Book of Enoch. So Christianity and Enoch kind of go together. Some Christian traditions identify Azazel as a fallen angel who led humanity astray by teaching forbidden magic, or forbidden knowledge, one of the key things being the darker magics. He taught people taught women the art of deception using makeup, as in facial makeup, eyes, stuff like that. He also brought armor and swords as well. And also, again, he brought dark magic. Alright. So he also aligns with the broader Christian themes of rebellion against God and consequences of sin. As a demonic figure in Christianity demonology, Azazel sometimes is depicted as a demon or a prince of hell, embodying pride, rebellion, and corruption. Moral lessons. Azazel's story is often used to illustrate the dangers of pride, disobedience, and misuse of knowledge, reinforcing Christian teachings and humanity and faithfulness to God. Yes, he was, Elizabeth, he was one of the angels that was cast out of heaven. He actually was, according to the tradition, one of the angels that was the Watchers. So if you ever hear like talk of the watchtowers, he was one of the leaders of the Watcher angels. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Book of Enoch, and then I'll go back to the Jewish tradition and Muslim. Azazel in the Book of Enoch, a leader of the Watcher Angels. Azazel was depicted as one of the leaders of the another tongue twister, one of the leaders of the Watcher Angels who descended to earth and defied divine law by taking human wives. This act of rebellion is the central theme in the Book of Enoch. Introduction to Forbidden Knowledge. So this is through the Book of Enoch. Azazel is credited with teaching humanity various skills and knowledge that were considered forbidden. So this goes back to warfare, crafting weapons, cosmetics, as I said before, and other forms of technology and adornment. This knowledge is portrayed as corrupting and leading humans astray. His divine punishment. As a result of his actions, Azazel is condemned by God. He is bound and imprisoned in the desert, awaiting Judgment Day. This punishment serves as a warning against divine authority. So Azazel is believed to either be in a hole in the ground chained to a rock, or chained to a rock somewhere in the middle of the desert, which actually makes him a being of the desert. And the angel that kind of carried out his punishment was Raphael. So actually, when you're working with either Azazel or Raphael, you cannot work with them together because they still hold grudges and their energy just doesn't get along. So his symbolism in the Book of Enoch. Azazel's story is often interpreted as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride, rebellion, and misuse of knowledge. So this goes back to all the ways that people say you should not know the darker arts, we should not practice witchcraft. He is used as the symbol, or like don't give in to lust, things like that. So this is a little bit of him in the Jewish tradition. He is, again, the scapegoat ritual, but this is the actual Jewish ritual. So on Yom Kippur, 2 goats were chosen. One was for the Lord, and the other was for Azazel. The goat for Azazel is referred to as the scapegoat. It was sent into the wilderness, symbolizing carrying sins away from people. This ritual emphasizes purification and atonement. So they would actually give the goat all their sins and then send the goat off into the wilderness. And this is why you will hear Azazel being called the scapegoat a lot. So Azazel in the Jewish tradition is the personification of wickedness. Azazel is sometimes interpreted as personification of impurity and wickedness. The acts of sending the goat into the wilderness symbolizes the removal of sin and its consequences. In Jewish tradition, his demonic associations and interpretations. Azazel is occasionally described as fallen angel. He is linked to the wilderness and dislocation. So his symbolism in the Jewish tradition, the name Azazel has been interpreted in various ways, including rugged and strong. So these are more of his positive ones. Sometimes scholars associate with a goat-like demon or spirits believed to inhabit the desert. So again, he very much lives in the desert and stuff like that is where he's believed to be. He is also believed to be in the woods and the wilderness as well. Actually, it would be the opposite. When it comes to working with darker deities, sometimes you have something called a patron, and Azazel is actually my patron, so he is more getting my attention. That's why I got up. I actually grabbed his sigil to show you guys, and as soon as I grabbed his sigil, my ears quit ringing. So it was just him trying to get my attention. Alright, let me go ahead and get into the Muslim. So, the origin with Muslim name. Azazel is believed to be the original name for Iblis before he fell. He was considered one of the most knowledgeable and powerful angels created from poisonous fire rather than light, which distinguishes him from other angels. He is a symbol of pride and rebellion in the Muslim tradition. Azazel's downfall is attributed to his pride and refusal to bow to Adam, claiming superiority due to his fiery origin. The act of defiance led to his being condemned and transformed into Iblis, the adversary. Role in creation. So with Muslims, they believe Azazel had a role in the creation as well. Before his fall, Azazel was entrusted with governing the earth and leading an army of angels to punish the corrupt jinn. His arrogance grew after these victories, setting a stage for his rebellion. And then what his name means in Muslim faith is Azazel is thought to mean God's deer, or strong one against God, reflecting on his internal favor and subsequent rebellion. So Azazel, like Lucifer, was said to be one of God's favorites. And so when he fell, like Lucifer, he had some of the hardest punishments. Alright, so now we're going to talk about some occult connections. Again, we're going to start with the rebellion. Azazel is seen as a figure of defiance and independence, embodying the spirit of breaking free from constraints. Again, my ears are ringing again. Okay, this is because of him being chained to the wall. He is believed, obviously, since we can work with him, he has broken free. This is funny. Every time I talk about something, my ear starts ringing. It's on this side, too. And this is usually what side the darker deities come to. He's embodying the spirits of breaking free, as I said before. This rebellious nature makes him a significant figure in occult practices, emphasizing on personal empowerment and liberation. Transformation and empowerment go with what I said before. Practitioners in the occult often invoke Azazel for personal transformation. He believes to help individuals overcome limitations, breaking old patterns, and embracing their full potential. This can include emotional healing, recovery from trauma, and gaining confidence and strength. Forbidden knowledge. Do you see if there's anything? Azazel actually, when you, Renette, when you asked if he gets mad from us talking about him, he actually likes us teaching and talking about him. Azazel is one of the ones that actually helped humans, and by giving them knowledge and stuff like that. So he is huge about giving information and stuff like that. And you'll notice a lot of people that are patrons, like their patrons, they are in roles of leadership, especially in the occult teaching and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because I do these lives all the time. So when I decided to do the dark series, I decided to start with him. And then of course, again, he gives forbidden knowledge, but to go a little bit deeper in the occult practices, he can give you a lot of the darker knowledges and stuff like that. In some occult traditions, he is actually considered a gatekeeper to hell. I think he's the third gate. And when you get to his gate, you really do a lot of self discovery and learning other things, but he also will turn you around and send you away if you aren't ready yet, which I'll get into that with his warnings. He is also very good for a manifestation of desires. In some traditions, Azazel is called upon to aid in manifestation desires, whether material or spiritual. Transformative, I can't talk, energy is believed to help practitioners overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. As anybody that listens to my podcast knows, I actually did a podcast with E.A. Quitting, who is actually a practitioner and an occultist and an author, and he has a few books on Azazel. If you want to work with Azazel's legions, the Book of Azazel is a really good book. That is actually my first book that I used with Azazel. He helps you manifest material or spiritual desires, his energies and stuff like that as well. He also has his amulets and symbols. Some occult practices involve using amulets or symbols to connect with Azazel. These are thought to provide protection, insight, and strength to those who wear them. So I am actually going to show you his sigil now, and I'll show it to you again. So this actually is one that somebody made for me. And I hang this in my room. See it. There you can see it. So this is also the symbol of Saturn too. This is the most important sigil, or like the most popular sigil that people use for him. Alright, so here's some demonology information. Yes, Jennifer, that's actually a lot of my practice when it comes to my darker stuff. I go along with E.A. Quinting because my darker magic, my experience was through like his forum to his publishing house, Become a Living God. So I really follow the gatekeeper and stuff like that with him as well. So in my practice, that's how I kind of see him. Here's some of the demonology information on him. Azazel, again, is a fallen angel. He is frequently defined as a rebellious fallen angel who was a leader of the Watchers who corrupted humanity Their big thing is that they had marriages with women, which if you hear in the Bible when they talk about the sons of God lying with the daughters of man, that is what they're talking about, offspring of these couplings as well. He is very deeply linked to the corruption of humanity. He is credited with teaching humans their forbidding knowledge, as I said before. He is a symbol of sin. In some traditions, Azazel is associated with the corruption of man. This is like one of those things that it's not for everybody, but this is how some people see him. I'll put what it says here and I'll give you what I see him as. Azazel is portrayed as with demonic features such as red skin, glowing eyes, goat-like features. The picture that I used for the live cover, that's a very common one that I see him. I also see him without the goat helmet, because the goat head is actually a helmet. He will show up to me as a fallen angel. I have seen him as a fallen angel. When I get into my personal experience with him, I'll give you my first soul travel experience and what he looked like then. He is also within demonology seen as a symbol of the punishment and imprisonment. So according to some texts, he is bound to a rock in the middle of the desert. Some people say he is in a tomb. Some say he's not physically bound, but contained in the desert. And to tell you what desert this is, it's in Egypt. It's the Egyptian desert. Alright, so I want to go to how to work with him, and then after that we'll talk about him in pop culture. So how to work with Azazel. Here's some general information for you. His direction is the north. I had to think which way I'm facing. So his direction is the north. He has two elements, fire and air. As I said before, he is associated with the planet Saturn, which is funny because I don't know if you heard when we were talking about Pluto getting booted off of the planet, or out of the solar system as a planet. I said that my favorite planet is Saturn, so that's interesting. There's also something called the Black Sun. He is linked to the Black Sun as well. His colors are dark purple, red, and black. The incense that he likes is dragon blood and frankincense, two of my favorite scents too. Herbs that he likes are dragon blood, daffodils, devil's weed, and many other things. These are some things, not limited to. The gemstones and crystals that he likes are blue sapphire, obsidian, I cannot say that right now, which is funny, amethyst. Here are some offerings for Azazel. He likes blood, rum, red wine, burning dragon's blood, incense, earthy herb, and burning your hair. As a symbol of personal transformation, he is associated with guiding individuals through their personal growth. Practitioners believe he challenges them to confront their fears and weaknesses, helping them emerge stronger. Okay, so here is a invocation for Azazel. Almighty Azazel, keeper of the black flame, I call upon you, Lord of the forbidden knowledge. Guide me through the shadow and into the light of understanding. You who taught the ancient arts, bearer of wisdom and transformation, I seek your presence and guidance. Come forth, Azazel. Come forth, Azazel, from the depths of the wilderness. Manifest before me, O herald of watchers. Grant me strength, clarity. So I will drop them in there, but you usually will say one of his ends. Enter the sacred space. Let your presence fill the air. I honor you, Azazel. Welcome your wisdom. Yes, being linked to the Black Sun. So when you hear the Black Sun and stuff like that, that is very much more the left-hand path stuff. So, and that's getting really deep into the darker magics as well. Alright, so some offerings and rituals. Mainly offerings. So, this is where we're going to get back to the sigil. Some traditions suggest creating a sacred space, drawing Azazel's sigil, offering items like incense, candles, or symbolic items The rituals are meant to establish a connection and invite his presence. So some of the things you may invoke him for would be personal empowerment, to overcome personal limitations, gain confidence, or break free from old patterns. Rituals often include, for this, meditation, visualizations, or the symbols or sigils associated with Azazel. Manifestation. Some rituals focus on manifesting desires such as success, wealth, or personal growth. These practices typically involve offerings like candles, incense, or symbolic items to establish a connection. Healing and transformation. He can also be called upon for emotional or physical healing. These will involve journaling, so a lot of shadow work. He's a really good deity for shadow work. Or methods of release past traumas and embracing new perspectives. Knowledge and insight. With his association to forbidden knowledge, some spells aim to gain wisdom or understanding in certain areas, mainly the darker areas, the stuff that it's harder to find information on. You would use him to pull him through. For the colors, purple, black, red are his colors. It doesn't matter if it is for his candles, if you're doing an offering. It's just like how you see his sigil here is made in black. It's just the colors that represent him. Azazel is also helpful with studying ancient texts and engaging in guided meditation. So if you're reading stuff that's older and you need to really focus, he may help you focus on that as well. He actually helped me pass a math test once because I am not a math person, and he definitely made me get a B when I thought I failed it. So meditation. Practitioners may meditate on Azazel's on Azazel, period, on his attributes, or even just his energy. They may use invocations to seek his guidance. This is often done with intention of gaining insight, wisdom, or strength. Alright, so here's one way to do a guided meditation with him. These meditations are designed to connect with Azazel's energy, such as visualizing a black flame at the center of your forehead, symbolizing clarity and focus. These meditations often include deep breathing exercises and affirmations to enhance mental clarity. I would actually use like the invocation that I used before for his meditation. Another way is to chant his ends. I will actually copy these. So these are 4 different ones. I cannot say them, and it is telling me something went wrong with the comments. Here we go. I actually had my boyfriend tell me how to say them in a voice chat, and I still can't say them. Binaural meditation. Some meditations using binaural beats and the sigil frequencies to deepen the connection to Azazel. There's actually a lot on YouTube if you look it up that could help. These often paired with visualization techniques to manifest desires and embrace transformations. Symbolism. Azazel is, look at how I say his name different every time. Azazel is linked to themes of rebellion, knowledge, and empowerment. Here's some warnings with him. He is not beginner friendly, so if you're just starting to work with demons, I would not work with him first. He's one of those deities that when he shows up in your life, you are going to work. You are going to go from point A to point B, and you are busting your butt for this. Whenever he shows up uninvited, I know that that means I am going to have to bust my butt on something. And he is a teacher. He is strict and you get it done. But he also is not going to wait for you if you're a beginner or still learning like the demonic stuff. He will actually have you go to other deities first, other demons first, and then come back to him as well. Sarah, yes. Shadow work needs to be a big part of my practice. Be respectful with him and use intent. Because of him being linked to rebellion and forbidden knowledge, he is also a demon. It is very important to be very respectful to him. Also, when you work with him, make sure you invite him in. For this, I would use a circle, especially when you're first learning to work with him. I would use a manifestation circle. Either you bring him in the circle or you sit in the circle yourself. Ward, protect, kind of like with anything else when you're first learning it. He is a demon, it is a darker energy. I know we tend to speak really well about the demons that we work with, but still use precautions. Make sure you keep him contained, keep yourself contained, stay protected, cleanse, banish, cleanse your body, and make sure you close everything completely as well. Alright, so now that we did that, the warnings, we're going to talk about Nama a little bit, since I'm actually going to be doing the live on her next. Nama is described as a demoness and the consort of Azazel. For the purpose of this live and the live that's coming up next, I'm only focusing on their relationship, but he is also linked with Samuel as well. So she is a consort to Azazel in some traditions. She is associated with seduction, music, and divination. In the Kabbalic text, Nama is one of the 4 demonic mothers. She is said to have influenced the Watchers, so they blame her for the angels' falls. So Nama originally was a human, and her punishment was herself. She became a demon, and she helped them fall. And as I said before, I'm not focusing much on her right now because I will be doing a live on her next. Her live is going to be a little bit less than with him, only because I have more experience with him. Alright, so here's some pop culture with him. He's appeared in books. He has been in Mortal Instruments series, as also is a greater demon summoned for assistance. He also featured in Sandman comics as a cunning character. In movies, in the film Fallen, Azazel is a demonic entity that moves between people by touch. He also appears in The House with the Clock in its Walls as a demonic offering concept, powers a demon offering corrupt powers to the antagonist. He is in anime and manga. Azazel is depicted as a leader of the fallen angels in High School DxD, and one of the demonic kings in The Blue Exorcist. These portrayals often highlight his complex and multifaceted nature. In video games, Azazel is a playable character in The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, where he has demonic features and unique abilities. And then on TV, I only picked one. He's in Supernatural. I've never seen Supernatural, so this is just when I was looking for him in searches for the pop culture. He is also, Azazel is also known as the Yellow-Eyed Demon, a major antagonist in the first 2 seasons of Supernatural. He's depicted as a prince of hell with a sinister plan to free Lucifer. His characteristics is central to the Winchester brothers' backstory and their quest for revenge. It's also said that Azazel and Lucifer are very close, and sometimes they say he is actually his right-hand man and other just very close confidant. So this brings us to the end of our journey in the mysteries of Azazel, from his ancient roots as a leader of the Watchers to his influence on spiritual practice and modern pop culture, where we've unveiled or unraveled the threads of a figure who continues to unite curiosity and debate. Azazel's story is not just one of rebellion and forbidden knowledge. It's a tale of transformation, empowerment, and a very complexities of the human race, and also with how we work with the human and divine interaction. Thank you for joining me. Tonight as we ventured into these shadowed realms of lore and legend. May the insights gained here be inspire reflection, curiosity, and perhaps a spark of your own transformation. I just realized before I completely close this off, I forgot to talk about my personal relationship with him. So with Azazel, when I first became really, really open to having my more like medium abilities, I was about 13 years old, and my first soul travel experience was actually to him. So when I soul traveled to him, it was in something like a ruins, and these ruins, we were walking through the ruins, and we were walking through, and we were talking about stuff, things that I can't really share. But at one point, I was 14, so I was very much in the deep part of my religion between being Catholic and Mormonism and stuff like that. He actually reaches down and picks up a statue head of Lucifer, and he looks at me and he says, "You're not ready yet, but Lucifer is not who you think he is." And in this particular interaction with him, he had long hair, he was wearing like a robe and armor, and he shared a lot of what my future path was, but being who I was then, I didn't know it was Azazel. I was just like, okay, whatever, why am I walking around talking about Lucifer? Well, then fast forward to 2019, he actually was the first demon to come back to me and bring me into my darker craft. So he came again exactly how he looked before, shared the same thing that he told me when I was 15, and also told me that I was going to meet these particular people in my life, and I had a dream about being in a online situation with a bunch of women. It ended up that the unfolding of me becoming a crone, down to the number of crones we have, was the same. So that is my personal experience with him. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask any questions. Reach out to me. You can message me. If you are watching this on YouTube and you have any experiences or anything of my personal experience doesn't like kind of vibe with your gnosis, feel free to message me. I love having conversations about different types of gnosis, because with spirituality, wow. Everybody's experience is different. I could work with Azazel and have an amazing experience, and somebody else can have an absolute horrible experience. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.